Hey everybody, we are back. Self-Care Challenge Day 32, talking about forgiveness and the heart chakra. Hop on here as we do, share this out a little bit. If you find value in these videos, it would be amazing if you would also share them out. Thank you for that. So forgiveness and the heart chakra. I know this can be a challenging one because if you are anything like me, I used to really think like, no, as if forgiveness meant the same thing as letting someone off the hook or not let them off, like not holding people not being held accountable for their own actions, right? Like dismissing it to say something is okay that is actually really not okay, right? But it's not. So, just for the sake of conversation, this particular conversation, I looked up the word, I Googled the word forgiveness to say the words specifically verbatim from, it just says dictionary, where it says on Google. Actually, I lied. I'm going to go down to where it says Mayo Clinic because it cracks me up. When you look a word up in the dictionary, then they use the word that you looked up to explain what the word is. I think that's very helpful. Thank you. No. So let me read that one first. It says in the dictionary for forgiveness. I mean, I know we know, but it really just wasn't helpful to make my point. The action or process of forgiving or being forgiven. Like, okay, like if I literally did not know what the word forgiveness was, that would not be helpful to me at all. But so moving on to make the point, right? In the Mayo Clinic, it says forgiveness is an intentional decision to let go of resentment and fear, right? That's it. That's it. So when we allow forgiveness, we're just making a choice to release that resentment and that anger that we keep holding on to, whether it's towards ourselves because maybe we've made choices that we resent or that we beat ourselves up for, that we don't forgive ourselves for, right? Like I know I hurt someone's feelings or I hurt someone in other ways and that was terrible and I can't forgive myself. It's unforgivable. So I carry around the burden and the weight of that. But then we could have a real long conversation about how that plays out energetically within ourselves and then how we project that out into the world, right? So then how am I affecting people around me when I carry on that boulder and that weight and that type of energy? And that's what I'm sharing out, right? Now I'm just, in a sense, creating more damage, creating more icky, heavy, gross energy. So then other people start to may feel that, or I project out like verbally based on that energy. And then I hurt people's feelings more and hurt more people's feelings. And then I might add more guilt and blame and shame and more resentment on myself for that, right? But the same can occur when those things happen to us, when we are literally a victim of a situation, to try to let the resentment part go. Again, it's not minimizing, reducing, or dismissing the accountability that others take for their own actions or should take for their own actions. It's allowing ourselves the opportunity to release that energy, to transmute that energy, to heal from that energy. So let me know if that makes sense. Because that is a big one for our heart chakra, right? I'm going to go over just a few symptoms of unbalanced energy in the heart chakra and what that could look like. And one of the symptoms could be asthma, high blood pressure, heart disease, lung disease, or even a low immune system. So when you think about where the heart chakra is and what the heart chakra governs, anything to do with our circulatory system and our respiratory system, right? Some emotional symptoms we might feel, that self-guilt, beating ourselves up, right? Blame, shame, guilt, jealousy, anger, bitterness, and some fears, depending on what those fears may be. So I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter video since I was on really long yesterday. So if you want to do some homework and you want to do some reflections and you want to just check in with yourselves, right? Be aware, assess, and align. Check in with yourself. Really focus on your heart space and what do you notice? What do you feel? Do you feel any heaviness in that energy? Do you feel any tightness in your chest? Do you notice any changes in your breathing? Do you intentionally take long, shorter paced breaths? Or do you get stuck in that automation of, just human life and have those short, quicker breaths? Do you experience any type of anxiety where you really have that quick, short breathing, right? So monitoring our breathing is a great indicator to let us know if we're grounded and centered or if we need to get grounded and centered. So one of the things we can do to help clear and balance the energy in our heart chakra is healing hands, right? So just laying our hand on our heart chakra and letting the body do its thing because the body knows how to heal itself. Color therapy, the color that resonates with the heart chakra is green and also pink, right? Green and pink, colors of love. The solfeggio frequency that resonates with the heart chakra is 639 hertz. So if you can get on YouTube and listen to those, again, I always recommend that when you listen to meditation music or healing frequencies on YouTube, be mindful and pay attention to how you feel. If it's uncomfortable, pick a different one because they're just not all the same. Some I listen to and they really resonate and it feels good to me, right? And close my eyes and just allow that to be. And there's other ones where it's like, no, no. And trust yourself, just don't. Some affirmations for the heart chakra is I love. Bring it down and make it basic and simple even, right? I am love. So be love. And what else do you love? Can you love the day? Can you love, what's your favorite weather? What do you love about that? Think about all the things that you love or have love for and allow that energy to build within you, right? Reflect within yourself. Can you say that you love yourself? Can you say that you love aspects about yourself or characteristics about yourself? And if not, again, no blame, shame, and guilt. Just be mindful of what they are and what's an action step that you can take to get into alignment if you're not already, right? And the element of the heart chakra is air. So breathing literally gives us life, right? So breathing in that air. It's also very calming. So one great thing when I had anxiety for me to calm down was just that, to breathe or to stop myself when we talk about communication from just reacting quickly as I take that breath, right? Just breathe in deeply, hold it for a second, and then exhale slowly. And then that is a great way for me, anyways, to not react to things. It gives me a chance to ground and recenter, process the information, because I might be just misunderstanding it. It might be a trigger and not even have anything to do with the real thing that's being said or done or whatever. And then I can respond accordingly. Let me know again if that makes sense. Let me know what you are doing for you for self-care. If you're checking in with your heart chakra. Also today in the Soul Legacy Academy with Iona Mead, what is today, Thursday? He said I can remember our acronyms and stuff, but the day of the week, forget it. It's Environmental Freedom Thursday. When I think of environment, the first thing I think of is this one, right? This physical body right here. I lug this body with me wherever I go in this lifetime, right? Excuse me. So being mindful of this body, part of that checking in and being aware. And then outwardly, our environment. So if you stop and look around, what does your environment look like? Do you feel safe and comfortable in your environment? Or are there some things that you might like to change? Do you keep your environment clear or does it feel chaotic? Have you ever noticed that when your environment, like the space that you're staying in the most, when it looks kind of cluttery or messy or whatever, you have things going on inside that it can resemble that, right? It's kind of a projection of. So if our thoughts and our mind and our emotions are feeling kind of chaotic or cluttered, it can be reflected out and around us, right? If we're very organized, you may find that our thought processes are also organized or that we think in that way and the way that we analyze and the way that we process it's a very organized method, right? And in those times where you look around, you're like, oh man, this just doesn't feel good to me. Then sometimes just going ahead and taking the action to clear your physical space can then help clear within the inner space. Do you have the environmental freedom to just show up and be you? Are you comfortable in the situations where you're in, with places that you're staying? Do you like to travel, and then do you travel? Do you feel like you're more of a homebody type of person, and then are you comfortable then at home, right? It matters. It matters. So as I was saying, didn't have a whole lot today. I overall, to be honest, want to keep these videos a little bit shorter. 15-ish minutes, I think would be good. We're already at 10. It goes by so quickly. But I appreciate you hopping on, coming back for the replay. Again, share, if you're comfortable, share your own thoughts. What do you do for your environment? Are you holding on to any resentments, or are you allowing things to be forgiven and released, right? Because remember, the real meaning of forgiveness is just intentionally making the choice, making a decision to let go of resentments and anger. How freeing, environmental freedom within, how freeing for ourselves to be able to release that energy, right? Not saying it's always easy, but it's not impossible. Journal on it some more if you need to. Reach out if you need to. Don't forget to check the description box. There are 2 links available, one for Iona's live call and one for my own. Hop on there with us. We have a good time. Other than that, thank you for being here, and I will see you tomorrow. So much love. Take care. Bye, guys.